Tonight, as the war with Iran enters its second week, a seventh American service member confirmed dead. U.S. Central Command says that soldier was seriously hurt during an Iranian attack in Saudi Arabia on March 1st and eventually died as a result of those injuries. The government has not yet released a name. And the ripple effects of what's happening in Iran being felt across the world and here in Colorado, from gas prices to families caught in the conflict zone. Thank you so much for joining us for Denver 7 News at 10 this Sunday night. I'm Jacqueline Allen. As American soldiers continue to enter the Middle East, American citizens are still desperately trying to get out. Today, the Department of State says 32,000 Americans have safely returned to the U.S. since the first strikes a week ago, and that includes a number of Coloradans. Denver 7's Maggie Bryan spoke with one Longmont woman who was in the Middle East for a layover when the U.S. operation began in Iran, plus one Colorado pastor and his wife who have a unique tie to this conflict.
On the morning of February 28th, as the U.S. launched strikes on Iran, Corey Katuna was boarding a flight in Qatar. The Longmont native was in the country for just a 3-hour layover when she began getting these notifications in Arabic to her phone just before her flight was supposed to take off. In English, the notifications say everyone is urged to stay away from military sites and stay inside to avoid exposure to any dangers.
And that 3-hour layover turned into an 8-day lockdown because the first few days there were explosions, loud, scary explosions. There were tons more alarms on our phones, so it just seemed like the threat was imminent.
Katuna says after 8 days in a hotel in Qatar, she finally made it to Italy on a Qatar Airways flight over the weekend. But she says the process of getting out of the Middle East and communication from U.S. officials was anything but clear.
But in my experience, the communication with the U.S. was like robotic. It was just like, do not rely on the U.S. government for evacuation. Do not rely on the U.S. government for evacuation. Like just a repeating voice, I was saying that. Even just being like, am I on the right lists? Am I, who are you emailing? Who are you calling? Should I be calling them? It was not just like this.
On Sunday, U.S. Department of State officials say nearly 24 charter flights and ground transportation, like buses, have helped evacuate thousands of Americans from the Middle East. But another Colorado couple I spoke with are in a more unique situation. Pastor Mark Tedder and his wife Carrie moved to Israel on a clergy visa this January. The two have made multiple trips to the area to play music for soldiers, families, and children.
We play in all sorts of venues. Schools, hospitals, clubs, hotel lobbies, anywhere.
The Tedders were in Italy when the airspace shut down after the U.S. strikes in Iran.
We're in Italy with 2 carry-on bags, wondering what's happening to the world, literally. Well, the skies are closed. There's missiles flying in Iran, and there's missiles being sent from Iran back to Israel.
Still unable to fly back to Israel, the Tedders decided to move back to Colorado until it's safe for Americans to return to the Middle East.
The rent continues there, the car rental continues there, and we're stuck here in Colorado, 6,000 miles away. We're just trying to wait this thing out and see what happens. They can't tell us anything because honestly, every day there's a different event in the war, as we know. And it has spread throughout the Middle East.
In studio, I'm Maggie Bryan, Denver 7.
And the impact of the war in Iran is being felt in many ways here. This week, brace yourself for some sticker shock at the pump. Just tonight, oil prices surged almost 60%, in part because Iran is blocking the Strait of Hormuz, which is about a fifth of the world's oil goes through. I'm joined now by financial expert Bruce Allen. And Bruce, oil crossing over $100 a barrel today. How are we going to feel that here at home?
I think the first thing that people are going to notice is the increase in the price of gasoline. Gasoline has been very reasonably priced over the last 6 months to a year. It's been the one area in affordability that's really been good for Americans. Food prices have gone up, utility bills have gone up, insurance prices and so forth have gone up, but gasoline has stayed low. And it's likely that we'll see gasoline go up over $3.50 a gallon this week.
Are there any indications that this could go even higher, and if so, how high?
If we look back at previous conflicts in 1991, when the U.S. Attacked Iraq, that was fairly fast. We were in, we were out. So the price of oil went from mid-20s to $51 and back down fairly rapidly because we were in and out of there. Nobody knows this time how long we're going to be there and how this conflict unwinds.
There have been multiple economic impacts because of what's been going on.
So dollars up, Interest rates are up, stocks are down. And that could roll over into this week too. We could see tomorrow that the stock market may be down because futures are indicating that the market could be down as much as 1.5%.
Thank you so much, Bruce, for joining us. Appreciate your insight.
Very welcome.
And as the war stretches on, Iran has a new leader. Iranian state TV reports Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of the former supreme leader, has been named his successor. The younger Khamenei has never been elected or appointed to a government position, but statements in support of him rolled in from groups like the Iranian Revolutionary Guard and Hezbollah. Iranian state media showed scenes of crowds gathering to celebrate in the streets after this announcement.